Hi guys, my name's Lupe and this is Yesenia. Welcome to Spooky Tales and Cocktails. Today's episode is gonna be number 8.
Ocho.
I know last time I forgot the number, but this is episode 8, you guys, and it's about the Ouija, the Ouija board. But today, before we start and anything, today's cocktail of the week is gonna be a Truly Blitz. It consists of the ingredients that I'm about to say, which is ice, lime sour, black cherry puree, and vodka of your choice, and topping it off with any Truly you guys want, but normally is with the wild berry Truly. And it's basically you put in the ice, you put in your vodka, you put in the puree on top, and you throw the lime sour on top, and then lastly you just top it off with the Truly that of your choice. Mine, like I said, would be wild berry, and that's about it. That's your cocktail right there. But what are you drinking, Yesenia?
I'm drinking, it's a Cazadores pre-made mix of Paloma, and I found it at Albertsons, and I just added lime juice and the soda water.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Is that the one that you showed me the other day?
Yeah, I've been drinking it since
Oh,
yesterday.
that looks good.
Yeah.
And also, you guys, do you want to share the good news, Yesenia, of the thing that you've been doing on the side?
Oh, yes. So basically, I've been working on making the handcrafted chamoy dip and handcrafted michelada mix. For now, I'm just selling it locally, and I was happy to say that it sold out within, the first 2 days, so I was kind of excited about that. Pero ojalá, I'll figure out how to create a website and start shipping it, etc. And I hope you get to try it. I wanted it to show up today, so you could have been drinking it, and told me, but it's not going to show up till Sunday tomorrow.
No, yeah, but if anybody's interested, how do they contact you if they're locally from the 760 area?
Yeah, so I have an Instagram, it's ten_gusto, and they could follow me there, and then I'll be hopefully in a couple weeks making more. It's because it's raining out here, so I didn't think it was going to sell out, so it was kind of cool. But yes, ten_gusto, ten_gusto.
There you guys go. If you guys are interested in buying, DM her on Instagram and let her know. And congrats on the room dip.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you.
But going back on topic, now we're going to be talking about a little bit of history that I found of the Ouija. In 1886, these two people were just playing with it at a camp and didn't think much of it. They started with the numbers 0 through 9, 26 alphabet letters, and the words yes or no and goodbye, or sometimes hello. But in the 1890s, the Ouija board was created to communicate with the supernatural. And that's when that wasn't when it started, but that's when they started manufacturing and selling it in the US, and it was known as a talking board, where it was first discovered in Chestertown, Maryland. Since it intercepted in the newspaper, it was used a way to communicate with the dead, predict catastrophes, or solve mysteries. As it became popular in the wake of the World War I, because you know how a lot of people had a lot of family members that passed away and some weren't able to get the bodies back. So that's how they were able to communicate with their loved ones with the Ouija board. In some religions, it was against you using the Ouija board because it's considered a satanic practice that can lead to demonic possessions and stuff like that. But I also got little stuff like in 1890s, Elijah Bond and Charles Kinner began manufacturing the Ouija board. And then in 1891, William Flood, I believe that's how you pronounce it, buys the rights to the game, and he starts selling it. And then 1901, his brother Isaac gets his license revoked by the Ouija novelty, because he tries to make in game, but it's blocked by a judge. And then in 1920s, after a 19-year court battle, he declares only William being able to sell it and stuff like that and manufacture it. So he was ordered to pay court costs. But also how they came up with the name Ouija board was because what's his name? Not Elijah. William came up with the name because in Egypt it's known as a word for good luck, the Ouija, which is crazy, huh?
I don't know about good luck. I'll tell you that much.
I know.
That's crazy.
But that's why they named it the Ouija, because in Egyptian it means for good luck.
Jesus.
It is.
¿Sabes qué? And then I was reading too that the federal government put a certified stamp on the actual board, like of what is it called? Certified stamp of legitimacy. How do you say that? Legitimacy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Is it real or fake?
The Ouija?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, of all the creepy stuff that I've seen, I do believe in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories.
Yeah, there is, and it's so crazy how it became and how it started. Though it just came out as a normal game, like an innocent game that they thought that, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it worked for them because like they weren't able to talk to their loved ones or anything, and that's how they were able to talk to them.
Yeah, that's insane. You know what else I found out? There's a scientific explanation for how the Ouija board works, supposedly. A psychological concept, and it's called the idiometer effect, which is a studied phenomenon which your body is said to move according to your subconscious. And subconscious is responsible for involuntary actions. That's a scientific, explanation for it. But honestly, there's a bunch of stories. Do you want to start with yours?
Yeah, mine is a long one, but I got this story. It's based on a true story. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Veronica on Netflix. Veronica is basically based on a true event that happened to a student, like you guys saw. It was basically a teenage girl that was in a boarding school, and basically in that boarding school tenían como los nuns. If you could say that it's kind of like a Christian, yeah, Catholic or Christian, because they had nuns and stuff like that as teachers. All of the events led for them to make a horror movie out of this, because it, like I said, it's based on a true story, and not everything on the Netflix movie is true, but I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit. So her name is actually Estefania Gutierrez Lázaro, and she's from Velasca, Madrid, in a suburb, and she's also 15, suburb in southern Madrid. And then she was a regular student who attended boarding school. She played with spooky stuff and didn't know how bad things could just turn to the worst and cause damage in her life. It all started when Estefania and her friend decided to bring the Ouija and then play it at school in the basement. And people don't think when they do stuff, they just do it. And I guess they thought about it as a game or thought that it wouldn't work. But after that, everything went downhill. Like when they were done playing it, well, not even done playing with it, because la nun came in cuando estaban jugando la Ouija, and she interrupted and quebró algo de la Ouija board. And you know that when you're playing Ouija board, you guys have to close down right, because if you guys don't close down right, you guys don't know what you guys let in. And that's what happened, is that the nun les quitó, well, la nun that got in, she saw them playing with it, and she tried to stop them, and she accidentally broke something on the board of the Ouija. And then after this, todo empezó ya en ese día. Like the next day is when she started to, you know, have like see stuff at
Experiencing.
her house. La mamá, not la mamá, but her. And she started telling, well, she basically started telling her parents that she would see like things that weren't there. She started hallucinating. And she said what she started seeing were dark figures and it was evil. And then walking around her house. And she said that they would bother her the most y en la noche. And shortly after, she began having seizures, and she would like bark and growl at her siblings out of nowhere,
Oh shit.
which is crazy. But it makes sense because cuando you're in a possession, what I seen is what that's what happened. And her parents were at the point that they didn't know what to do and how to help her because they took her to many doctors, many specialists, and nobody knew what was going on with her. But they didn't know what she actually did. Like que ella empezó a jugar la Ouija at school. They didn't know that. Y ya después Estefania's haunting was leading her to like worse stuff. Worse, it was getting worse every single day. Her possession, at least, I believe it started in the first 3 days, and it didn't stop from there. And I guess they never like asked for help from a priest or nothing. They just took her to like doctors and thought that they would make stuff go away. But which is crazy because in the movie it says that it shows that the police was right there right away the next day or that same day that the situation happened. But that's not how it really is. In reality, la police never came in until like almost a year into her death. A year and a half into her death. Yes,
What?
when the police actually showed up. But yeah, it was already too late because she already passed away by then. And she dealt with all that with hallucinations, seeing figures and stuff following her around, and even her parents like felt the el mal en la casa
Yeah.
like heavy and stuff, and paranormal stuff would happen, but they didn't have no explanation of like explain what was going on. But she died in 1991. That's when the police finally decided to, you know, go. And when the police got there, they claimed they heard loud banging noise coming from the home.
Holy
Even
moly.
though like Veronica, aka Estefania,
Mm-hmm.
they kept still hearing stuff after she died. So they ended up moving to a different house, and it finally stopped. But
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
my story that I have. And then towards the end, I'm gonna let Jasenia tell you guys her story, and then towards the end, I'm gonna read you guys a little story that I found as well.
Okay, so you want me to do the short stories?
Yeah, whenever you want.
Okay.
But yeah, this
Okay.
story is crazy. But by the way, you guys,
Yeah.
if you guys haven't seen the movie Veronica on Netflix, you guys should definitely watch it. It's freaking scary because it also comes with a freaking nun. And that's the nun I'm talking to you guys about, that she interrupted the whole thing when they were playing the Ouija.
Oh hell no.
Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's a mother load right there.
It
All
is.
right. Okay, so here I'm gonna do the four short stories. But if you guys stay until the end, I have a paranormal experience from a good old high school friend of mine. She was able to send us her voice clips, so I'm very excited for you guys to listen to her side and just bear with us real quick. Okay, so story number one that I found on the internet. It was Benedictine University. So there was a group of students who decided to play in the local cemetery of that university. So when they began playing, one of the students began convulsing, and then yeah, they took him to the school infirmary where he began acting aggressive, biting, spitting at them, and that's when he was sedated. The next day, he was in shock, and he was not speaking. He did not speak. So I guess one day, I guess another student, they found him in his dorm room sitting in front of the window. And in that window on the other side, there was like clusters of flies, like just all over the window. And I thought it was pretty gross. It reminded me of the Exorcism movie, you remember?
Yeah. That's
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
And no, go
What
ahead.
happened?
Sorry. No, finish your
No,
story.
tell me. No, that was it. I'm telling you, they're short stories.
Oh no,
What
you're
did you
good. That's crazy though that
Mm-hmm.
paranormal could be really a crazy thing that could happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Uh-huh.
wonder what kind of freaking portals you open when you play the Ouija board. That's what I'm wondering.
Shit, a lot, girl. A
That's
lot.
true. But what's your second story?
Okay, story number 2. Jennifer Lynn Springman, December 1972. She was 14 years old. So her and her friend started playing it, the Ouija board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the friend decides to ask, when is Jen going to die? And the Ouija board spelled out 1976 murder. They were scared, but yeah, they forgot about it, right? And then when it came to on October 3rd, 1976, Jennifer was found strangled on the side of the highway, and they never found the suspect.
What the hell?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I think it's freaking crazy. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I guess you do get predictions too, as well of past. You know, when you're playing that.
Yeah, that's how, yeah, makes sense. I mean,
I
you're
know.
basically talking to something not living and you're asking it questions.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was number 2. Number 3. This happened in Spain in 2007, so it's a little bit more recent. It was 5 teens. They ended up going to an abandoned house, and they're drinking, having a good time. And there's one person out of that group that supposedly is like a little expert, about, playing the Ouija board. And so what he suggests before they go, to not bring any religious items. Don't cross your legs. I have no idea why. Do not take your hands off the board, like you said, obviously, because you got to say goodbye or, stuff like that. And then he decided to make like a little conjuring ritual, like
Mm-hmm.
to invoke spirits or whatever. Yeah, everybody has their hands on the board. And then he's like, is anyone here that you would like them to leave right now? Like from the group? And three of them were named. So, and then 2 ended up staying. And then 3 of them, they were already drinking, having a good time. They say, yeah, all right. They don't want us here. Let's just go. Whatever. It's a stupid game. So these 3 walk out. They're like a good distance away from the house, and it's an abandoned house. And yeah, when they're on a good distance, the freaking whole house collapses.
What
And those
the
2 people that
heck?
stayed, yeah, the 2 people that stayed ended up dying. I don't know. I thought that was sad. Okay, my last story. It's from a 15-year-old Colin Roberts. He was playing with his friends. They would play a lot all the time. And then he began starting to play by himself. And he started getting addicted. He was a loner. And I don't know who asked him, but at the end, he said that he had made a pact with the devil. And then he's like, okay, well, I gotta go, because he was going to a party. But that same night, he ended up hanging himself on a tree next to a church in Belfast. It doesn't really say if that's a city. I'm pretty sure it's a city, because I've never, obviously not a state. And then a month later, 2 male goats were found sacrificed on that same spot where he committed suicide. And the theory is, in that town, that
Did he do a ritual?
I think he did. No. Well, okay, so he committed suicide with them. A month later, 2 goats were found sacrificed there on the same spot. Excuse me. But there's a theory that says that he ended up contacting a demon, or the devil himself, and they ordered him to commit suicide. Pero that's just a theory. I'm not sure, and that's the end of the story.
Dang, that's. It seems to me that he made a ritual before he died.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he said he had made a pact with the devil, I don't fucking
What
know.
the hell? That's fucking great. I mean, oops. I didn't mean to say that. That's crazy.
I know it's hard not to, say bad words. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's
dang.
it. That's my 4 short stories there, and that's insane.
But yeah, I'm gonna read them a last little thing I found real
Okay.
quick. And it's basically, it's a Mark Hoover, the Ouija board murderer.
Oh shit. Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
In 1930, Nancy Bowen was a distraught widow, mourning the death of her husband, Charlie Bowen. Despite her grief, Nancy still desired one more conversation with him. To facilitate this, she sought help from Liliana Jemerson. Jemerson suggested they use an Ouija board to reach Charlie. Together, the two women attempted to communicate with Charlie's spirit. They inquired about Charlie's death. They reportedly shocked when Charlie's spirit came through. Apparently, an evil witch named Calithel killed him, and Nancy Bowen became angry. This meant confronting the witch and getting answers. And basically, the witch is Calithel, and it's all accumulated. It all started in the 1930s when the witch was murdered in Buffalo, New York home. That's what they called her, the witch. Her son discovered the body. A hammer had been used to beat her to death. Whenever a homicide occurs, a suspicion always lies with the victim's significant other. The police how do you say that word? I could say it. The suspect. There you go. Henry killing his wife. So they thought that he was the one that killed her, but at the end of the day, it wasn't her. It was Nancy.
No.
It was Nancy was making the other lady do it for her because she was the mistress of Henry, and she wanted to get the witch out of the way and didn't want him to be with her. So when they played the Ouija board, she made her think that that the murderer that killed her husband was not Nancy, but the witch, the Calithel. But it wasn't her. It was basically, since Jemerson took advantage that she didn't know how to read, so she took advantage of her in that aspect, that she started telling her that it was this other person when it wasn't that person. So she got that person murdered just so she could get her out of the way and she could have that her husband for herself. But then at the end of the day, Henry didn't even end up staying with her. He ended up leaving her. And it all started because they played the Ouija board, and the Ouija board was telling her that, but it wasn't telling her that it was that specific person. Nancy just made it seem that it was her, so that way, she could keep the other girl's husband. And that's how this story is. It's crazy. It's really has not really stuff to do with the Ouija board, but it's kind of specific topic, how it could, the Ouija board could make you do stupid stuff, but in reality it's just them being dumb. But yeah, that's
Jesus.
my little story, and it's kind of confusing, guys. So
do we wanna start playing
oh yes, and then
her voice clip?
yes,
I just got okay.
do you have it, or you want me to share it for them?
You can share it because I'm calling you
Okay.
from my phone.
So what's your friend's name, so that way we could just
My friend, I asked her if she wanted to be anonymous, but she said she didn't care. So her name is Brenda. A little background about it. Me and her were together in high school. and we just decided one day, hey, let's just play the Ouija board. We made it ourselves, and the thing we used was just a penny, us moving a penny. And I contacted her because I know we were doing this episode on Ouija boards, and it was last minute, and I thought she was gonna be like, no girl, like but she finally said, hey, yeah, I mean, just let me have a couple drinks in, loosen up, and then I'll send the voice clips. And she sent them, so I'm kind of excited to listen to them.
Alright, guys, so here it goes. Here it goes. Ready?
What's up, Spooky Tales and Cocktails? I wanted to come on here to talk about my experience with fucking around with the Ouija board. It's been more than a decade, I believe, yeah, since we were in high school. Me and my friends decided to just fuck around with the Ouija board. I don't know how we got to the point. All I knew was someone told us to try it with a piece of paper, and the penny was the little thing, the triangle thing. I don't know what you call it. Like the one that everybody puts their hand on top of and it starts moving. That was the penny, what it was used for.
She's talking about the planchette, guys.
Oh shit, I didn't even know what it was called.
We didn't know if it was going to work or not, or what the fuck was going to happen. But for the most part, all of the shit that I asked about did happen, or it was weird. A lot of stuff was on point. And, well, for me, it was usually 4 of us. I remember a lot of weird shit would happen when we would play it. The person's house that we would play it in, there wasn't nobody living next door to them. And when we were playing this, we would hear people come up and down, running up and down the stairs, and we would check. We're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Even one time we tried to see who it was, so we would peep through the peephole, and then she had a window out so you can see towards the apartments. So if somebody were to go up and down, you would figure out who the fuck it was. And we wouldn't catch anybody going up and down. A lot of fucking weird shit would happen. We would hear the toilet flush. Nobody's in the bathroom, and you can hear it. Like, somebody flushing the toilet. One time we even asked, like, hey, if you're here, show us that you're here. And I think it was always 4 of us playing. And one of the homegirls, man, he had a skateboard. He put it like next to the kitchen thing, and the fucking skateboard, it just fucking, like, somebody knocked it over. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, oh shit. Somebody is here. And a lot of stuff that I asked or tried to figure out what was going to happen, what happened. It's fucking weird because you would never think a paper and a penny can do all that. Like, it would fucking move. Like, it was fucking weird.
And she also said, you guys, I don't recommend people playing with it. A lot of bad things happen afterwards. A lot of friendships were ruined and people got into it. They played it daily. I was into it, maybe. I was in a negative mindset, but a lot of bad things happened. That's what she
Yeah.
said. But thank you, Brenda, for sharing your story. And wow, that's scary. But now I want to hear your side of the story. I'm intrigued in saying that, and what she said, that some of the stuff became true. Do you know what she might have been talking about?
Well, if she
If it's
didn't really
if it's personal, don't say it. But I'm just saying, like, in your experience, some stuff that.
yeah, es que, like, I don't know. If she didn't really specify, so I don't really want to say the things tampoco.
No,
But
yeah.
she's right. So we did everything in my house. My mom was never home. She would work overnights, and I feel like, I don't know, we were young and dumb, and at that time my mom was so devoted to the Santa Muerte, and I remember she had her own room in the master bedroom,
Yeah.
and she had a bunch of the Santa Muertes, like different colors, and one on a
Wait,
motorcycle
wait,
para
wait.
los.
This makes me think of the story you told about the hearing the footsteps on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
you're the one that caused it.
No. It was already, we would already hear, like, on the last, was it last episode, when my mom was saying too, que escuchaban people run up and down, and we lived on the second floor, and there was no access to the top of the building, you
No,
know.
yeah. Dang.
But yeah, she's right. Like, I think it escalated more what we ended up doing, because, like she said, it was just like a piece of paper and a damn penny. Oh my god, man, no me vayas a pegar. No, just kidding. No, but hey, my mom was already doing, all that stuff I don't want to talk about either, but I feel like maybe in some kind of way that made it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Dang.
having already her being a devotee, we were already experiencing little things here and there, and I feel like it escalated more ever since we started playing. And she was right; it was getting pretty addicting. And when she was saying, she was asking stuff, and it would tell her stuff about her past, or what was going to happen in the future too. And like she said, it was true.
What about
That's
you?
why me. I don't know.
You're
I
like, I can't
believe.
remember. It was too negative that I can't even think about what happened.
No, I believe in all that stuff. I think, okay, let me tell you one little part. I remember, yeah, it was like four girls, four of us. And you know how there was the Lincoln Elementary School that was right behind our building. If I look out through the window, you could see the school. And I remember it said that it was a little girl that we had contacted at one point. She said that she had passed away there, in the because I don't know, supposedly Lincoln Elementary
A
was like
cemetery, no?
I think it was a cemetery, según, or like a hospital for like the vets or something like that, and then they made it a school, but I'm not sure. And yeah, like, I'll just say that, like, the little girl, like, said this and that, and we asked if she was, a demon or a good person. She said no, she was, just like a person. And if anything was gonna happen to us, or like anything like that, and she said no, whatever, okay. And then there was one point, yeah, it was happening a lot where like, because we played it in my room, on my bed, and then we played it in the kitchen table. Um, so what I recall is, and I had a little chihuahua. I've told you
Roxy?
the story before. Yeah, Roxy. And so my mom would work overnight, and at that time, I think my brother had barely moved in with my sister-in-law, like, to the master bedroom, and I think my mom either still had the statues in there, or I think she gave them away. I really don't remember. Yeah, it was a couple months later, whatever. So then I started hearing, like, I'm over here laying down, on my bed, trying to go to sleep, and I start hearing like freaking voices on my pillow. And I'm like, am I fucking going crazy? And then my dog started barking because she would sleep with me. Roxy. She fucking started barking like at a corner, like that was the entrance to my room. And I was like, So I slept with the TV on and the light on. Oh, no, 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 I'm sorry. That's when my mom had moved all her statues into our room because we would both sleep in the same room. And then master bedroom, she had left it for my brother and my sister-in-law. Yeah, that's what happened. And yeah, Roxy would bark and she was just like tripping me out. And so I wouldn't sleep. I'd probably stay up until like 4 in the morning when she was already coming from work, you know? Y luego on the kitchen se escuchaban que like they would drag her like, you know, like yeah, like drag the chairs from the dining table. And I remember I should have asked my sister-in-law to send me a clip too. But I remember I couldn't take it anymore, dude. So what I ended up doing, I'm like, okay, sorry, Roxy, I'm gonna leave your ass out here. I'm gonna go and see if they freaking didn't lock the master bedroom, and I'm gonna just go in there and sleep with them, cause you know, fuck this. And then I go, I quick, because I was like, no, 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 you know, it's getting too intense. And I go and I open the master bedroom, you know, they didn't lock it, thank gosh. And then my sister-in-law, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, I'm sorry, I can't sleep, okay? Like, can I just sleep with you guys in the same room? Sorry, just like this and that. And then she was like, ¿Qué chingados traes? And I was like, look, listen, like listen. And I swear to God, she too, she heard like people like or something messing around in the kitchen, the chairs dragging, you know, like the cupboards trying to open. Um, and I told her too, and she's like, "Das bien pendeja. What the hell are you doing playing that? You know, shh." And I was like, well, honestly, you know, my mom was always working, and you know, I think Leo was already out of school, so it was just like something to do, something to try, and we didn't think it was like real, honestly. Um, but at one point, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to really specify because I should reach out to the other
No,
people, but
no,
they
that's what I'm
probably don't
saying
want to
from your
share.
experience, not from hers. Yeah, because like you said, she didn't want to talk about it. So
But yeah, it was a pretty good amount of stuff, and I feel like since my mom had already been doing I don't know what, and we had already been experiencing a little bit of things here and there that were out of the ordinary, and I feel like maybe us, you know, trying to talk to spirits like just made it more amplified, or you know, like. But yeah, like my dog was barking. I remember. Um, there's a bunch of sleepless nights. I mean, there was one point where it did get addicting. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Lord, but there was at one point where this girl in our school, she went missing, um, and they couldn't find her yet. And we were at the library and we decided to play, and then someone saw like that we were asking about this one particular girl that went missing, and I remember being called into the office, and there was a police officer there, and they're like, if you know her whereabouts, you know, you need to let us know, like. And I was like, no, we were just messing around. um like it was just too much, and I forgot like when we started playing it, or you know, all this stuff, but you know, like I
damn,
it
that's
was it was
fucking
it was a lot to
scary.
take in. Yeah. But I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson,
Yeah,
I'll
you
tell you that
sure did,
much.
not to play it ever again.
Yeah, fuck no, man. No, 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 no. I think I remember either I tried to throw it in the trash, or if I had it in my porch, because like I heard that you couldn't just throw it away. Or I don't remember if I burned it and then I threw it in the trash, like in the actual dumpster,
Yeah, because
not in my
supposedly se
trash
te
can.
regresa. Supposedly, that's what I
Yeah,
heard. I don't know if
and I
it's
feel
true.
like um and that's when I started seeing the Hat Man more, like vividly in my dreams.
Oh,
Uh
you probably let a demon in.
Probably, girl, I don't fucking
That
know,
shit's
but
fucking scary. I
yeah.
need
And
next time I see you, I will throw some holy water on you. I'm just kidding.
I already have enough alcohol in my system. What are you talking about?
I'm kidding. God damn, that's scary. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that's why I believe in it, just from my personal experience, and not only me, I had a group of people that like were in shock when it was, writing whatever the hell it was saying, spelling out, and they were like,
Yeah,
"What the hell?"
especially playing with the penny and the paper. How the hell did you guys even come up with that?
No sé. Well, I mean, it was easy. It's only like you said, the yes and no, the little alphabets, hello, goodbye. That was it. Just plain and simple. And
Damn.
I'm telling you, I feel like there was already energy there from, you know, my mom's,
Yeah, stuff.
invocation to what she was doing. Um, and I dream of her too at that within those months too, the Santa Muerte. Like,
Ya,
um,
pero la sueñas a la Santísima Muerte cuando te trata de avisar de que algo va a pasar.
oh yeah, dude, she came out of my closet. She was wearing all these army clothes. Like, she was probably like, "Ya ves, pendeja?" Like, now I'm over here trying to protect you from all these things that you just called or something. I don't know. It was crazy.
Oh my
But
god.
never again. Never again.
If
I
I
know.
were in your shoes, I think I would be in a mental hospital right now, and I'm not even kidding. Like, hell no, I don't know. I will be scared to death.
At that moment, I was freaking scared, dude.
It's like the
I was.
Veronica. You're lucky that you didn't get possessed like Veronica did. Well, Stefania. But
I
dang,
know,
that's
right?
crazy.
Yeah, that's an actual true experience. I mean, and I'm glad she was able to, just send in her feedback on it, because if I would have just said it right now to you, you're gonna be like, "I thought loca esta hija." But
Dang.
yeah, I wish I would have asked the other girls. It's just that, I don't remember if I have them on Instagram or not, but oh well, it's just an experience that
Oh
I
yeah,
would never want to experience again. But
that's
that's a
true.
true story. And well, that was it. That was it.
Oh yeah, guys. This is crazy, but I'm still. Your story is so crazy though, and interesting. Like it's like I want to hear more and more about it. But that's crazy. Que eso pasó. Pero, like you said, it made you guys not want to play it anymore. Like she said it too. You guys were young and
Oh yeah.
bored. Pero ya
Yeah,
aprendieron, ya aprendieron.
yeah, and if you guys want to, comment on it, anything, if you guys thought it was intriguing, or if you guys have an experience similar to either that, and you know what else, like Charlie, like
Oh yeah, I
Bloody
heard that
Mary,
one too.
what other things? I've never played any of those things, but let us know.
It's another one with the pencil. Yeah, it's Charlie, and then another one with the pencil. You ask yes or no, and they answer you. But fuck no. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't play those games. I'm already a little scaredy cat as it is.
Yeah,
Uh,
but you, because you believe in that stuff because you have grown up around it too, right? Like with your mom and
yeah,
everything you've
that's true. My
experienced.
mom has played the Ouija board too,
Wow.
and she actually saw the devil. And she actually saw the devil too in a tile.
Really?
Yeah, why do you think that lady ain't scared of nothing? I'm always like, oy ma, did you hear that? She's like, no hagas caso, dice, entre más caso hagas, más te espantan. And she's like, ay, yo no
Yeah.
le tengo miedo a nada, ya he visto de todo. I'm like, dang, lady.
Damn, that is true. That is true. The more como digo, the more attention you put towards that, the more you're feeding it, and it's like, con esta pendeja ahorita me recargo, I'll recharge my battery,
Yeah,
you know? Yeah, that's insane. But
that
this
is.
was good. This was
It
good.
was. So, you guys, please, if you guys have a paranormal experience of this topic or any topic, don't be shy. DM us or email us. You could email us to spookytales, the letter N, cocktails@gmail.com, or DM us on Instagram at spookytales_n_cocktails. and let us know your paranormal experience of the Ouija board, of witches, of any what are they called, skinwalkers or aliens,
Skinwalkers.
anything.
Or any ideas on a new episode, the next
Yeah.
episode. What you guys want to hear?
Or even feedback, guys. We would love to hear feedback. But
Yep.
thank you guys for watching again. You guys have a wonderful weekend or weekday. You guys take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.